further ado, let's get started. It's my pleasure to introduce the Museum Director, Chris Brewer.
Great, thank you Yvonne, and good evening everyone. I can feel the tension and excitement rising already. Welcome to the National Museum of Scotland. My name's Chris Brewer, and as Director of National Museum Scotland, it's a real privilege for us to host this special premiere, screening and award ceremony for films of Scotland. The museum's been proud to partner with the Scottish Youth Film Foundation, the National Library Moving Image Archive, and Visit Scotland on this project, which has given young people across the country the opportunity to reflect their view of Scotland in the form of the incredible films we're about to see. It's wonderful to see so many of the young filmmakers here tonight, and congratulations to all of you for being shortlisted. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you've produced and what you have to say. And I'd like to give an extra warm welcome to the pupils from Preston Lodge High School who've made their film as part of a joint project with the learning team here at the National Museum of Scotland in a response to our extraordinary collection. So, enjoy the evening, and I hope you can join us all for a short reception upstairs after the films have been screened and the awards have been handed out. But for now, I'd like to invite to the stage your hosts for this evening, BAFTA Young Presenter of the Year, Cara Gillespie, and BBC Alba's Finlay Maclennan.
Good evening everyone, and welcome to Films of Scotland. I'm Cara Gillespie and I'm from Motherwell.
And I'm Finlay Maclennan, I'm from Inverness, and tonight we're representing Scotland's young people. Especially Fiona Maclennan, Falche gu duashin sif, agus anoch hashin yakorachi dunyoke na halopa.
Well, over a year ago, the idea for new Films of Scotland was formed, and the SIF team, its youth board, patrons and partners helped organise the shooting of a new documentary, which you can see on the website, and the launch of this exciting new project.
We'd like to say a huge thanks to our partners, the Sean Connery Foundation, the National Library of Scotland, Visit Scotland, and of course the National Museum of Scotland, who are kindly hosting us in this wonderful venue this evening.
A long time ago, Films of Scotland was created to show the world what Scotland is like, but it ended in the early 1980s. Now we hope these new films will inspire young people to share their own stories and show the world what modern Scotland is all about.
Now, before we move on to our submitted films, we have a special screening. As part of the competition this year, the National Museums of Scotland and SIF partnered up to commission a school to make a film. Now, the pupils of Preston Lodge were tasked with a mission, and here to tell you all about it is Louise Marr, English teacher and Into Film ambassador, alongside pupils William and Thomas.
Hi, I'm Louise Marr and I teach English and filmmaking at Preston Lodge.
I'm William.
I'm Thomas.
We're from the Preston Lodge S2 film class, also known as Chicken Nugget Productions.
And we mustn't forget the S3 film class, also known as Clan Diva Productions. Filmmaking has a long history at Preston Lodge, in our 100-year history, a long tradition I should say. I've been teaching filmmaking at the school for over 15 years now, and we have over 30 films of different genres on the Moving Image Archive website, including 90 minutes of our 1960s film club. We are very proud of all of this. Over the years, we've been very lucky to have worked in partnership with different organisations and different filmmakers, including Yvonne and David. So when David got in touch to offer this opportunity, I didn't hesitate to say yes. Excuse me. I feel really privileged to have been part of Films of Scotland and to have had the opportunity to offer this unique experience, making a film for the museum, in the museum, to my two brilliant film classes. They have been fantastic. They're so enthusiastic, they've worked so hard, and always with a smile. They're all smiling now if you... My particular favourite moment was the last half hour of the day when we watched we all came back together and watched the footage that we'd filmed throughout the course of the day. By then, the whole group had gelled with all the staff and everyone was laughing and smiling. The collective joy resonated in the room.
I really enjoyed having the opportunity to come up with new ideas and to have the privilege of being commissioned to come up to the museum and film things like the Formula 1 cars, the views from the roof, and just the museum in general.
What I really enjoy about filmmaking is the script writing, the filming and the acting. We've made a couple films so far. God. I've enjoyed meeting new people and making new friends. It was a lot of fun going on the trip to the museum, getting the train to Edinburgh and filming all the exhibits. The staff were really nice and helpful and it was fun dressing up.
We all left brimming with enthusiasm for filmmaking and the museum. We had such a special, unforgettable day. Thank you, Yvonne and David, from all of us. That's enough from us.
We hope you enjoy our film, A Day at the Museum.
We were asked to make a film for the National Museum of Scotland as part of the Films of Scotland competition in collaboration with the Scottish Youth Film Foundation. We took a tour of the museum. The museum has asked us what we think is missing from the Scottish Gallery.
This is a wooden model of the Scottish Parliament, which was opened in 2004.
And over here is Edinburgh Castle.
This car was made in Linwood, Renfrewshire in May 1963.
In 2014 there was a Scottish referendum. Lots of people don't know this, but Ravi Burns just so happened to have set the trend of wearing sunglasses in Scotland, even though there's no sun.
And we were lucky enough to get an interview with one of the 84 curators of the museum, Vary Maxwell.
Young people are the voice of tomorrow, and traditionally museums, I don't think, have been particularly good at telling the stories that matter to young people. But in fact, you're probably our biggest audience. And as a resource, museums, I also believe, should be a resource for young people in order to build a better future. So for me, that's really critical, and that's what motivates me in my job, is to capture what matters to young people today and to make sure that we're representing you fairly in the museum. What is missing from the Scottish Gallery? I'd like to see more diversity in our galleries. I'd like to see more human people stories represented. So not just the extraordinary, but also the very ordinary. I think sometimes as a national museum, we tend to focus on the exceptional stories and the really successful stories, but actually history is made by the everyday and actually are sometimes the most relatable to audiences. Studying history, studying the past, it's always creative. And for me, that's really exciting.
Some of the people that we think are missing from the Entertaining Scots section are David Tennant, Ncuti Gatwa, Peter Capaldi and Karen Gillan. We believe the story of these people should be displayed in the Scottish Gallery because they are all Scottish actors who starred in one of the longest running British TV shows of all time, Doctor Who.
We want to get David Coulthard's helmet into the Sports Hall of Fame because he's an F1 legend and he should be celebrated.
We are also trying to get a Lego St James's Quarter into the museum because it is a place for all ages and the design is very cool and modern.
In Scotland today, the first country in the world to have universal education, the focus of attention is the nation's 800,000 children.
We want more things about education in the museum because, as an example, chalkboards and now digital boards.
Down the centuries, Scotland built up a great school system founded on discipline and hard work.
Also, discipline has changed over the years, from rulers and belts to duty head and isolation.
On the other hand, clubs like fashion and makeup for girls and sports for boys have changed over time for girls and boys to do clubs that they want to do.
Different indeed would have been their story 50 years ago.
And finally, subjects have changed because they didn't have any technologies, and now we do.
Children of Scotland, it is a great thing to be a Scot, and it is a great thing to be taught in our Scottish schools.
My favourite part was going to the museum and filming, and the staff were really nice.
I like going into the museum because I feel absolutely tiny.
I like everything in the museum. It was very fun.
I really liked filming the animals and the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I really enjoyed filming and eating lunch.
I enjoyed studying a tour of the gallery and going around the museum and getting shots for the film.
We really had a good time at the museum.
It was brilliant!
To the competition. The shortlist is split into 3 age categories, and each age category will have one film chosen to receive a trophy and £250. The first category is 12 and under. To introduce the films, please welcome chef patrons and hair and makeup designer Cara Morgan and Natasha Connery from the Sean Connery Foundation.
Hello, what a pleasure it is to be here tonight. My name is Cara Morgan. I'm a hair and makeup designer in the Scottish film and television industry. I've been doing it for 12 years, and it is an honour to be here tonight, just to see the emerging talent from Scotland. We are a very gorgeous, creative industry, and I'm very excited to be here with my partner, Natasha Connery.
Hi. I, like you, share a deep passion for storytelling and filmmaking. I went to film school, and I just wanted to say that most of my peers spent 4 years trying to make one short film, and so you should all be very proud of yourselves. My grandfather admired enthusiasm, originality, and a passion for filmmaking that only hard work can achieve, which you all demonstrated beautifully in your films.
Hello, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
Hello, my name's Kate, I'm 10 years old and I live in Aberdeen, and this is my Scotland.
The northern lights of old Aberdeen, mean home, sweet home to me. The northern lights.
Here are some of my hobbies and things I like to do. They are rabbits, sloths, sewing, drawing. Look at this fine piece of art. Birthdays, daddies, axolotls. Hey. Guides. I wish there was a sock puppet making badge.
Running. Ugh, so tired. I like knitting, but I think they look better in my hair.
I love reading and I want to be an author when I grow up. That only means I love the library. Let's go inside. What an interesting book. Shh, I'm reading. One of my favourite places in Aberdeen is Aberdeen Beach. I really enjoy looking for sea glass here. Here's some of my collection, but I want to find some more. Let's go. Here we are at Aberdeen Beach. Let's go collect sea glass. Don't need these though. Let's go. Where are you? I'll find you. Found it. The sand tastes horrible. Sea glass. Here comes a big wave. It's coming. Get away from me. Oh no. Ah! No. One of my favourite places in the world is my grandpa's farm. A lot of my family live here, so I love this and I love seeing them. Here's some of my favourite places is on the farm. Now I'm going to choose a carrot for my favourite cow. Here you go, Teddy. There's some woods at the farm, and in the woods there's lots of great things to find one. It took me ages to find this one. Hello. Over here. Today I woke up to a snow day. I love the snow, and making snowmen is pretty good, but snow socks are better. One of my favourite modes of transport is sledging. Let's go! Woohoo! Hello, I'm the real Kate. And I hope you enjoyed learning about my life in my Scotland.
Testing for the last time. 1, 2. I won't even bother.
Godspeed the day when I'm on my way to my home in Aberdeen.
something to eat. Fish and chips sounds amazing. Let's get that delivered. They're gonna be here in 10 minutes. Perfect.
Delivery.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Bye-bye.
Thank you. This didn't take long.
Sgannial a thuile duine, agus nuair san dtíthe seo. Ollie?
Panther.
How ceart sé panter a hain, agus bheith scíalach ann mé dhéon panter an an páislig. An fecha se vidíomh panter an an páislig. Hanacha na mise.
Hashin a shirig. Jay? Hashin a shirig. Jay? Kanyel and Shaw. Hashin a shirig. Jay? Hashin a shirig. Jay? Haneli and Sean as more. Hashin a shirig. And panther fajlik. Ah, and panther. Vasant wearing ma ac an Ellen Pantun show. It's your ass.
say you don't know where you go, so come. The wind in your hair, birds keep flying away, lost in your world. Memories of hope. Lost in your world. Looking for hope. You can stay in this burning land with tears in your hand. Keep sailing away, lost in your world. Memories of hope. Lost in your world. Looking for hope.
Gorgeous array of films. And the winner is the Paisley Panther.
Now, next up is the 13 to 18-year-old category. Our presenters for this one go back a long way. In fact, Sara murdered Andy in an episode of Shetland. But thankfully, he's just managed to recover in time to be here with us this evening. So please welcome SIF patrons Andy, Rothney and SIF Sara Vickers.
Thank you for that spoiler, Finlay. Thank you. It's fine. It's fine.
You survived.
I do. I'm here. We are delighted to be here. It's amazing to see so many people here tonight to share in this amazing event for the Films of Scotland, for the youth of Scotland. And I mean, Sara and I would be agreed, and like all of us would be agreed in saying that people like Scott, people like David at SIF, they do such an amazing job, and you know, I wouldn't be where I am in this industry without people like these two men, and they're just wonderful people, and we're very lucky to have them.
Yep.
Yes, I'm an actor. I've been an actor for about 15 years, and I've had a blessed career. Really, I'm very fortunate, and I'm just delighted to share it with you all as well.
Likewise, been doing the acting thing for a while now, and still going strong, which is good. But it is an absolute delight to be here and to see some of the work that you have created. You should all be so proud of yourself. I was actually really blown away by the inspirational stories that you've told so far tonight, and I cannot wait to see the next category, which is 13 to 18-year-olds. So yeah, bring it on.
Let's do it.
I wouldn't have to feel like I need to flee the nest if people talked about things like gender and sexuality more often.
When I came out 10 years ago, people just didn't know what it meant to be non-binary or trans, and so they would take your word for it, and because you were a real person, they just sort of accepted it. When I came out, I had learned what trans and what non-binary meant, and within 3 weeks I was out. I was trans the whole time, I just didn't have a word for it.
I wouldn't say it's a struggle, I'd say it's kind of a mix. It really depends on where you are and what people you're with. It tends to be a lot easier when you're with other people rather than just out on your own. I'd say that in school it can be tough, a lot more than in public.
Where I'm from, people are kind of homophobic, sort of. Not homophobic, but closed-minded, I guess.
It does make me sad because it's such to me like a non-issue. Like, people should be able to dress how they want, express themselves how they want.
If I could express myself the exact way I wanted to, then I would be literally a walking rainbow, like 24/7. I wish I could be seen as a person.
Queerness and individuality isn't celebrated as much, simply because you just miss out on a lot of stuff. In cities, you'll get things like pride parades and meetups. When you come from a more rural area, there's just not that.
It's something about the people, because it's a city, but it's such a small city. A lot of the rural communities around it kind of congregate here.
There is a lack of spaces for everyone. There has been a place that changed my life. It was a space that taught me so much and taught me what we were capable of in Perth.
What makes the good times good is being within my body and being present in the moment.
Being queer in a rural place does have its benefits though. One of my fondest memories with my partner is we sat by the river and we just listened to music. My headphone jack was broken, so we had to use a little headphone splitter, and it was very cute. I was having such a nice time.
There's just something so healing about existing with other queer people. And that's what I want to keep fighting for.
Being in the sunlight, being part of nature in a bright and beautiful way makes me feel deeply queer and deeply happy.
I think I would love life to just be equal. And I'd say that would be my ideal situation for queer people in Perth, is just to be treated like people. Fantabulous, incredible, and queer.
For people to be normal about it is for it to be put into every aspect of your learning growing up. Just have it be normalized.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave, and I don't want the reason for me to leave to be because I feel like I can exist here, because I do exist here, and I should exist here. I'm a queer experience here. I'm not ready to give up on Perth, and I don't want to.
It's peculiar. I thought I caught her under one of the trees years after she left, looking for something she'd left behind. And she stood there, and I thought maybe it was me. Me she was looking for. I always doubted that. Kept on working the same land as long as I could. It was always going to be my say when to quit. They let me stay here in the house though. For what reason I couldn't tell you. They wanted all the horses off though. I guess I was a little more reluctant about that. It wasn't my say. I think it was some children slightly south of here they'd gone to. I think she would have been pretty happy to know of that. I was. What I do remember, I try to hold on to as best I can. Looking back, I should have listened to her more. Taken more of those looks of her when I had those chances. Might have made me more assured of myself that I wouldn't forget her. I would like to hope back then I appreciated the time with my wife when I had it. This country, it sits and waits still for you. Wasn't much time after that, but more people were gone and less things were left. I guess everyone always has somewhere to be or something that needs being done. And when there's nowhere else to go and no longer nothing to do, and everything stops, and that resolve and that peace isn't there, and you'll know you had it all your life. The world went and changed the right bit after her passing though. Might be that a lot of it went along with her. In time, decent folk too. I'm just hoping, wherever it is, wherever she took the world and all them good people, that I can be amongst it again. And I know when I'm amidst them, she'll be there. Then I left.
Hello. I'd like to rent a boat.
Oh, aye? Where are you gonna do?
Fishing?
Alright, but be careful to watch out for the monster.
Monster?
Aye, the Loch Ness monster.
Ah, you're pulling my leg.
No! I seen it long ago, but I remember it well. Eh? Eh?
It's real. It's real.
What is?
The Loch Ness monster.
Told ya.
Scotland, a land of history, tradition and craftsmanship. For centuries, whiskey's been more than just a drink. It's been a symbol of Scottish identity, and it's a craft passed down through generations, and it's a global icon of Scottish heritage. Some say Scotland's younger generations are turning away from whiskey. Others argue that the whiskey culture isn't dying, it's evolving.
So yes, younger people are getting more excited about whiskey.
What we're finding now is that younger people are drinking less, more about what the brand is doing than about what the brand is producing.
So, is whiskey culture in Scotland really dying, or are we simply looking at the start of a new chapter? In this documentary, we'll explore the face of changing whiskey from the heart of Scotland's oldest distilleries to the voices of new generations. Now, to understand whiskey's legacy, we travelled down to Crieff, the home of Glenturret, Scotland's oldest working distillery. There we met with Alex Thompson, who took us behind the scenes to see firsthand how tradition and craftsmanship keep whiskey alive today.
Now, Glenturret is the oldest working distillery in Scotland. We have been here since at least the year 1763 producing whiskey. I'm going to take you through the distillery and I'm going to show you how we do that. Now, our first ingredient that we use is the barley itself. Now, the first thing that happens with the barley is the malting process. This is where the barley is soaked in water and it is then left to germinate for between 6 to 10 days. Now, the mill is the oldest piece of machinery we have at the Glenturret distillery. So the barley will enter in its whole shell form and it will leave as a coarse flour known as grist. This is our mash house. This is where we add our next ingredient, which is water. We'll take that hot water, we'll put it into this machine here, and in there we'll mix our 1.9 tonnes of grist. Now on the inside of the mash tun, there's some big mechanical arms that will rotate. Now what we're going to send through next door is 8,000 litres of what we call wort. And wort is essentially just a rich sugar water, and that's what we're going to turn into whiskey. Okay, this is the tun room. This is where we actually produce the alcohol. So we'll take that 8,000 litres of sugar water, bring it into here, and we'll fill it into the wash bags. We're then going to add 37.5 kilograms of yeast, final ingredient here at Glenturret. We'll close the lid, and we'll leave the mixture in here for up to 100 hours. Now after the first distillation, alcohol percentage will be around 25%. After the second distillation, it will be over 70% alcohol. Now the final step of making a single malt Scotch whisky is to take that new make spirit that we produced in the distillery and to fill it into one of these things. This is a cask that's going to store our whisky for a minimum of 3 years. To have Scotch whisky at all, we have to have international links. We have great relationships with the bourbon industry in the States. So in the modern day, really, we are an international industry to allow for our spirit to be produced.
While places like Glenturret Distillery keep Scotland's whisky heritage alive, the real question is, do young people still care? We're on the streets of Edinburgh tonight to find out if young people still consume whisky, do they enjoy it, do they like it, or do they think it's an old man's drink? Let's find out. Do you drink whisky?
No. Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Not anymore.
No. Do you drink whisky?
No.
Would you kind of say that whisky is perceived as an old person's drink?
Yeah, I think that there's a big culture around it being like a sort of 40-year-old dad sits in the corner of a study with a Jack and Coke kind of thing, Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know anyone our age that drinks whisky?
Yeah, I know someone who's the same age as me who drinks quite a lot of whisky.
Not personally.
I do, but they're like an outlier. I wouldn't consider them the norm.
I've drank whisky with him, and it's not been the most enjoyable experience for me.
Yeah, I know.
What would it take to get whiskey back into people's hearts?
If it was cheaper.
If it was cheaper and if it was more commonly served.
As I'm saying, if it was flavoured, sure.
Bubblegum whiskey?
Oh. Maybe not bubblegum. Bubblegum's maybe a step in the wrong direction.
So, in conclusion, after seeing how whisky is made at Glenturret Distillery and being harassed on the streets of Edinburgh, turns out young people don't really drink whisky that much. But they do know someone who does, so that's something, and so do I. As a young person, I do know people who drink whisky. Either way, whisky culture isn't dying in Scotland, it's not going anywhere. Give it a couple years and we're going to start drinking it, knocking it back, but for now, it's not going anywhere, and whisky's just waiting for its next round.
What an amazing collection of films. Give yourself a round of applause. Truly incredible.
There's such a unique range of voices there, and I always think in this industry, exactly what you have shown tonight is that it's that will get you far in this industry, is keeping that voice, and you're a very talented bunch, and the judges had a tough decision, I think.
They did, so fantastic work, everyone.
Right.
I'll open it and Sarah gets the good part. Right? So this is for the 13 to 18 category.
And the award goes to There's No Place Like Home.
Thank you.
And finally, the 19 to 26 category, which has the longest shortlist due to incredible range, quality and high standard of the films.
Here to introduce the category are Director and SIF Patron Doulas Mackinnon and former Culture Secretary MSP Fiona Hyslop.
So, good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to be here. I've been a supporter of the Scottish Youth Film Festival Foundation right from the start, from 10 years ago, back in West Lothian. So, I am delighted to see so many films capturing that sense of Scotland. Everyone's got a story to tell. Scotland isn't one thing to everyone. So, to see that spirit captured in the films today, it's been really entertaining, but also thought-provoking. But that's what stories should do.
Hi there, I'm Doulas Mackinnon. I just think the films are great that we've seen so far. I'm looking forward to seeing our category. I'm from Portree in the Isle of Skye, and I started off doing photography at school and kind of led me down the path that you guys are going down as well. And I ended up directing Doctor Who, so it is possible to go from this to Doctor Who. And I'd also say that I went to the National Film School in Beaconsfield, and one of the grants that I got a long time ago was from the Scottish International Educational Trust, which was Sean Connery's original trust fund. And I think I never met him, but he was crucial in my career. And I think it's what these guys are doing with this competition and what you guys are doing is it's kind of like a churn of storytelling, and you're putting something back in, but you're also taking something out. And I think the careers in Scotland that are available to you guys now are looking very interesting. It's very complicated. You might have heard of AI, it's coming in. You guys should be embracing that and looking forward to telling stories in a different way than I did. But I did do Doctor Who, so I'm okay. Let's have a look at these films.
Living in a rural area was a real opportunity to have a much more peaceful and sort of easier start to my life. I managed to avoid some of the anxieties, I think, and stresses that young people face in busier and bigger places. You could know someone who lived 40 miles away just as a sort of neighbour. And it's not just that sense of community, it's having access to the land around you.
It's such a beautiful natural playground to have here. It's just the best thing to be able to get out and just actually have fun. I enjoy the freedom and the water and the trees and just the ability to be able to get away from people. Even on the main roads and such, all you need to do is just get off the track for 5-10 minutes and you're in the middle of nowhere where it feels like no one's ever been before. There's a lot of kind of magical things in this place which I think are there to be enjoyed. It adds that little bit more access to the history and times gone by and such, and like, this place is steeped in it. It's overflowing. That's why I've wanted to read more about around here so that I can then, when I'm in the pub, bring up. I think the good thing about being a youngster around here is being able to dip into these wealths of knowledge, like, when you can.
In villages in the West Highlands, the greatest change you're seeing is the dissolution of the spaces which made those communities function. There's so much financial interest in making these places suitable for visitors, for tourists, that communities which were doing very well are now at risk. And the main way you see that is housing. A loss of housing turned to Airbnbs, not enough affordable housing being built.
Cycling around and seeing all the nicest homes that could be amazing family homes empty for half the year.
That is the inevitable death of these communities. If young people can't be housed in these communities, that culture, that agricultural system, the industries which have appeared in these rural areas, these all fail.
When people come to the area, a lot of time what they do is they'll feed the locals full of drinks and you'll get the best stories, best whatever, but it's like, then when they go from the area, they leave the locals full of drink and there's nothing else for the locals to kind of do. Like, you can't make a living around here if you're not serving incomers.
As someone who loves where I come from, I don't know if I have a future in my home. In the best case scenario, what our generation will do is take the opportunity we're given, this vast cultural wealth, and find ways of making it, sadly, commercially viable. It's whether it is commercialized on a national level, as it has been, for the benefit of others, or whether it is being commercialized so that people in these rural areas, the great value of their cultural inheritance, they can use to support themselves.
There is something so special about this place, and I think there's a lot yet to learn about it, as well as a lot yet to be experienced. Just adding those little bits to make the tapestry even richer in that way of just like allowing the kids that have grown up around here to know there is a history to it.
If we want this as a place where we can spend our lives and where we can raise our children, we also have to do a degree of fighting for it. In the end, it will be the young people of the West Highlands who decide whether we have a great future there or not. It won't be anyone else.
Today, what are your plans? Get in touch with us. You can email us out of doors at bbc.co.uk.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform as you leave the train.
Sorry, lads.
Keeps the ball in towards Rudden, but Robin Proctor's there, heads it up and drops on the edge of the box. Jack Turner, 11 goals to his name this season can't get on the end of it, and Sherry takes off and slides it back to Liam Kelly, who has replaced Jack Buckland's in goal for this cup tie, but he played at a good tempo there at Ferguson.
Rwy taif na mara ha pys yn glania min rhywun lorag. Ha na pys yn y tîm fo llawn sgwtal, mae'r botol agos crocyn glania a cha helical y mach yn fwyr blianich yn yr as. Creich sif o'n y taim ha gach pys etter gaelitse agos la imig da, cwch na styr i lorag yn y cwch eile. Leis na pys yn sio, sy'n ni'n cwch cheitri agos imig ni eile ganef.
Bí mi gan trai gach rachgyn. Siarad gyma therapeutic. Bí mi yn colni adol as J styrym. Ha sy'n yr ysyryn gyda a lorach na pys yn y siar. Hosrich mi yn yri eich awn yn nolig. Fator glania acam agus han befamia giri janef rydyn lish. Dalam y fi sio, rhaid mi nath siachgyn agus hai whole rare a lot of marbles. Charlem pendants son hai fyrste. Stalum da fys glania a lot a ha whole culta chrigeile. Hai snog a chi yn colori mwcharstyn son sheitri a yanef. Stalum na chael mi a tors rydz yn binatra falaf ach ag yn awn ha cial awn lyrys yn atcha faran do lorach mi
Mae chiad chuoine i a chamera agus na filmichin. Sé tydach grad yn starig an y gŵl prese. Son blionichin. Agus chanin tydach nach da chwrs dyniagin. Rwyd ha tamaldiach. Sé nach da chwrs dyniagin mŵr an diw unda.
Cúna gom gyda chamera sa fresydd. Lorig mi agus ba mi as mi gyda gyma inch agus ba mi as yna chlychlis. A mi smyni hoch gyn dwrst gas gyda mi gyma og. Dwrst mam chyrsin arall. Brisio gwyre. So gas gyda mi gyma lwtioch ach. So chyd mi arall ach ba mi smyni hoch gyda gyma inch noch.
Sio, nis dy gamera. Kodak Brownie a han. Mam smyni gyda sy'n animal ag an nawn. Han mi bwloch cynjach cymar y gadw na ffilmichin ach nes na rwydyn a sio sé mar a hagan y diw cwydioch sé viewfinders a han so fydd y coed tron y flanioch yn a sio agus Norsen vi har fosglwg sŵs mar sio am smyndyn syna agus hiw mar a ha sio na vrein so vi spŵl stol an a hew agus tydych garwoig ag sŵs agus sy'n agad me gynawn sy'n y ffilmichin fi y gwyd y falaf agus am y cynjach gydagat gymadwys am y cynjach son developer agus sio ach rwyd ystelym sy'n tydych sio stelym y ffwam
A na ffilmichin sio gyma sorgje sgas nuring al feiking moch jolloch naar de weit na boike. Ha gyma eentjenoch agus ha na filmichin sy'n y dolarash keer kinjelichen. So fydd i mi feiking farentyn mohenner agus changel mi smyni hwg yn nuring tordung sy'n y januf. Ha gyma eentjenoch feiking cyfer yn ydych o fa o'r cydioch sgas gyfel eich o diffritio faint o spatial agus so am is mwyn hwg wel I dwaf so soritje agus pís big beatach je niachti is jallach acam.
Sé me fiúr morven gafi hwyddi na filmichin. Wel mae hwyddi olas eith cwtjigan va gwbydd le cwyd siawn filmichin DVD. Agus son fai hen is munjin chydach gyro na filmichin a sio as y ffeisa agus gybycho rwtigan iddyn gianw los slysio sy'n hwyr sy'n wlyg DVD yn y filmichin agus sy'n mar y hosig brosect sio chydach.
En y pís yn ffilm sio cho un sy'n o'ch sgas chan ringiad a fi a janov yn dói a bhaid yn ursyn. Na pís yn hanes un sy'n na dói'n a hana ffilmichin sio a janov sgas gyfeli. Hwdaraf. Hwdaraf. Changele ffyriste yn draste hai o afsach ffyriste videos ein ach econom sy'n chyroi ffyriste fa ffeimach gyfa ffyrwch un fawr son y hyr dyr fi a janov. Agus, hamis mynd I hwg fel sy'n na las o cwtsimach. Son Ys mynd I chwyr. Yn oed gri y diw, ha hwle sy'n ag na corach yn achga, agus ac yn hyn cwtioch a hwle dyniag yn le ffôn laive, agus ha tygg, dy hyg ac yn dy ffilmichin ys jydach jalan, agus ha sy'n ag yn ag yr corach yn rwyd nach ro achga yn orsyn.
Do you feel Scottish? I've lived in Scotland my whole life. I sound a bit Scottish. I say wee instead of small. I would say that I am Scottish, but at the same time, I don't feel Scottish. Can I change that? Let's look at my family. My mum and dad both grew up in Scotland. My dad's dad and his mum as well. My dad, he's climbed loads of Munros. My mum and her parents all grew up in Shetland, which is in Scotland, but almost everyone that I've met who is from Shetland says that they don't feel Scottish. Maybe that's where I get it from. But I'm wondering, is there a way to try and feel more Scottish? Do I need to put a bit of effort into it? I want to try. So I've set myself a task, a Scottish task. You've already seen my first attempt. Afterwards, I realised I wasn't playing the right notes. I hadn't practiced in so long, I forgot what the notes were and was playing what I thought were the right ones, but they were wrong. So I looked up what the notes actually were, and then I wrote them down on the paper, which sounds like cheating, but it's okay. Because who am I trying to impress? Just myself. Okay. I got some help with picking the tune from a friend of ours who's amazing at playing fiddle music. And I said, I just need something that's Scottish and public domain. And he said, well, there's thousands. What about this one? Love that one. Here's a transcript, which I wrote out by hand and blue tacked it to the wall. There we go. Okay. Practicing was actually harder than I thought. I found I did not practice as much as I thought I would originally. And I was finding any excuse I could to not practice or to stop practicing. I didn't realise how creaky my floorboards are. Whenever the dog came in, I was like, fantastic. It's a good distraction. While I was practicing, I realised that Up Hellia was coming up, which is the Shetland Viking Fire Festival, the Lerwick one, where my mum grew up. And we have a mini one at home in Edinburgh each year. And usually at the end of the night, folk play and share Shetland tunes. And I thought, maybe I could do that this year. And then I thought, oh no, that's a bit scary. But I decided I would. That's when I actually started to feel pretty nervous.
That's sounding great.
Is it? But the thing that actually kept me going and rehearsing was reminding myself
Surrounded by friends and family.
and that we were sharing it. And when I look around my room, I notice that there's so many things. There's a lot of tap, but there's a lot of things that people have shared with me, my parents and my grandparents. And now I was sharing something. And that in itself is quite lovely to think about. And so I did play at the end of the night. And honestly, I sounded pretty bad. But that's not the point. The point was to share it. Actually, no. The point was to see if I'd feel more Scottish, which I don't. But I think I feel more Shetlandic. Maybe I should have gone for that the whole time. But Shetland is in Scotland. So actually, Scotland, it's a small country, but it's big enough to have that variation in language and culture and art and music all throughout it. And what I was thinking of as Scottish was really just a little bit of one bit of Scotland. I was putting Scotland in a box, which is ironic because usually people put Shetland in a box. Put Scotland in a box instead. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this tune, The Last That Made the Bed for Me.
Wow, that's great. It's great fun. I was trying to work out what the link is between all these films that we watched tonight, and it's community, isn't it? Is that it? Is it just different communities from all over Scotland? And Scotland is one community, and yet there's all these different bits that come together to make Scotland. I don't know what it is. One thing I know is that I'm in a community here of filmmakers, which I love being part of. And, to name drop a little bit, I've directed David Tennant an awful lot, and when David and I come off a set at the end of the day, you know that feeling that you've all had when you're making the films, and you've been filming for a day out in the cold and the rain and everything, and you come in and you have a cup of tea, and you go, oh, that actually that felt good that day. Did you all feel that? That feeling of being part of something else, you know, and then expressing yourselves in all your different ways. I think it's been amazing to watch and just feel part of. It's great. So thank you for giving us these films. I've got a feeling I'm going to win this.
You are not under 26. I loved all that self-discovery, and I loved that discovering Scotland, and everybody has its own Scotland, and Scotland not in a box, a whole load of things. And as Transport Secretary, I loved there was lots of trains and buses. So do you want to get...
I've got my glasses on here.
All right, okay. And the award goes to the lass that made the bed for me.
I think we can all agree that every single one of those films was just amazing tonight. I was blown away watching them, genuinely. So can we have another round of applause to all our filmmakers? Now, I was first introduced to SIF and to Scott and Dave back in 2021 when I attended COP TV, which they put on, and it was part of the COP26 Climate Summit in Glasgow. And it is safe to say that SIF has changed my life, and I'm not just saying that because Scott and David are here. It genuinely has. I now work in BBC Gaelic News. I'm a journalist, and I report on local, national and international stories. And had it not been for the opportunity that I got with SIF, I think it's very safe to say that I would not be doing what I'm doing right now. And I genuinely love what I do. So the opportunities that Scott and Dave provide to so many young folk across Scotland is invaluable. And I'd just like to take this moment to thank them and everyone else at SIF for what they do.
First off, I want to say congratulations. Like, all these films were like amazing. I love every one of them. And finally, to wrap off this evening, let's do a please welcome to David, Stott and Heather from SIF.
We're not going to keep you too much longer. There are drinks reception up the stairs. We just want to say thanks to, first of all, to the judges. So that was Janet McBain, who formed the archive in the first place, Ian Smith, SIF president, Tommy Gormley, whose dad, Charlie Gormley, made a lot of the original films of Scotland, to Emily Ritchie and Kofi Sawerno from our youth board, to Natasha Connery, to Finn Logie, to Jenny Steele and Alexander Inch for Visit Scotland, and to Kat Morgan, who all watched all 38 of the films that came in. We have kept you a little bit longer because we thought it was worth showing 17 films tonight and shortlisting more than we originally thought, because the quality was so huge.
So this is the first time I've seen a lot of these films. I just wanted to say that I was absolutely blown away. Please keep making films, keep telling your stories. You're so welcome in this film community. So we at SIF are really proud to have brought back Films of Scotland. It's a very exciting time for us and our partners. And we're really pleased to be able to do this kind of thing completely for free. Everything we do is free, just as a point of principle. It's our golden rule. So we'd like to do this every 2 years. That's our plan. We hope that you would feel the same.
And that's all the nice lovely bit, and I get the nod. We can only do this thanks to funding we received from the Sean Connery Foundation, so thanks to them, and with the help of all the wonderful partners that you see on the screen there. If you think that this is a worthy event, and that you think we should maintain a record throughout the years of our young people's creativity, then we need you to play your part, and hopefully you feel inspired to do so. The QR code there will take you to a link that would let you help us, and we really hope you will, because we really would like to come back in 2 years and do this again. In the meantime, thank you. Thank all our filmmakers. Let's hear it for them again.